30 years old, still got what it takes to teach those youngins a lesson every now and then.
Now then, RPG choosing map number 3. So far, every single time a team has picked a map, they lose, as we see RPG taking us to Dragonshire.
Dragonshire it is. All right, so pretty cool to see this big map variety, because Tetra and I were not used to seeing that many maps in one play day of China because of the best of 2 format during the regular league. So yeah, Zagara looks like the A team, man. They don't want to deal with the shenanigans of RPG with that Zagara. It's pretty cool to see. Unusual though at the same time.
So I quite like that the Zagara has been a target ban for the A team. It's an interesting idea here.
Yeah, I mean, we've only seen it once, right? So maybe during the scrims and practice games, RPG was relying on it a lot more and probably had some really good results with it. So who knows? Maybe it's just the A team also just not feeling comfortable playing against it because they do not want to deal with all those shenanigans all the time. Interior banned once again for the A team, although they were the ones with that first pick. So what are they going to first pick themselves? Ero is available, but they go for Muradin again. Okay.
Intriguing.
There it is.
Muradin being as the first pick? I mean, it has been their go-to after Diablo, except for maybe Tyrael, but they banned out Tyrael themselves again.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why they keep banning out Tyrael if they're planning on, I don't know, just ban out Muradin maybe. Muradin's pretty good as well.
Yeah, like up to this point, I think A-team's bans are specifically tailored for RPG, right? They had, like, RPG had so many good Tyrael games with Judgment, Hinterlands Blast. They had a good game with Zagara as well, so they're just trying to shut down what the enemy team has rather than, you know, getting their own priorities through. But with that Muradin, Nirel, Maiev combo, that is looking pretty dangerous already and pretty tanky for RPG to overcome.
I mean, there's not a huge amount of follow-up yet for the Maiev engage for that Warden's Cage. There's a Bloodlust ban. Yeah. I like that. That's very intelligent. Saves them a lot of effort picking an Arthas later on or anything like that.
They could maybe go for a Stukov now, A-team that is, you know, to have a little bit of CC follow-up instead of the Bloodlust. So they have a Silence underneath that Warden's Cage. Could be a nice tool to put up some pressure.
So, with ETC banned out, that's one of the... It's an interesting ban as a main tank. It hasn't really been main tank for a while. It's been like second tank almost solely. As we see C getting that Johanna. Loktar gets put back on Genji.
Genji back in Loktar's hands. That is good news. And he's most certainly going to play it. Like, he played the melee assassin in game 1 when he was that Thrall. It didn't work out so well. So I think that one is going to go back into the hands of Chicken now. Chicken probably on Thrall. And Sa, what is he going to end up playing? There could be a false set coming in if it doesn't get picked away, which I don't think it will. Solo range DPS false set, not really that common. Go for Greyman and Alex Strasser. All right. More burst damage coming in. I think this could be a false set for RPG.
Well. I would quite like Falstad. If not, then maybe Medivh.
Oh, I would love that, to be honest. I would like it.
Get out of the Warden's Cage?
Yeah, get out of the Warden's Cage, prevent the Greyman single target burst damage.
Let's get him with Falstad. They know what they like.
Now, in this game, I really want to see a Mighty Gust, though. Like, against the Maiev pressure, the CC available from Muradin and the Irel as well, the slows and stuff, I really think they should go Mighty Gust now. They didn't do last time. Looked okay. But Hinterlands Blast, what combo potential do they have? Actually, none.
They have Johanna group up. The
Earthquake.
Minimal duration of Blessed Shield stuns, which we've already seen, just doesn't work. Or it can work. Sundering, I guess, is a pretty okay setup.
It can also fail massively, though, if you put everybody to the side.
They do also actually technically have the best setup for a Hinterland Blast. And that is that their opponents will be grouping up for Abundance. So that is the best setup for Hinterland.
Maybe they're going to group up for them.
Gust, I think, would make a little bit more sense because it's good disengage when you're against a You're against a Warden's Cage, just drop that. Everyone runs to the back wall, bounces back once, and then they're already out. It's fine. Fight's over there. Yeah, I think I'd like to see Gus, but I wouldn't hate Hinterland in this game as much as I did in the previous series.
Who do you think will come out on top here, just by looking at the drafts?
I think there's a lot of comfort picks on the side of RPG. This is probably going to be Sar on the Thrall here, and it's because Lockdown needs the Genji, which I think is a little bit more comfortable.
True.
So I'm going to lean over towards RPG. I think there's a couple favorite picks here. The only issue I have is Yrel's pretty good.
That she is. Can Tetra's prophecy be fulfilled here by RPG? Let's see. Chicken on that Falstad. MJ is playing the Malfurion. Sa is back on Thrall. C is on the main tank on Johanna. And Locktar on Genji. So a little bit of a role swap going on there.
And on the right-hand side, it is the A-Team with Jaina playing Yrel, Olele on the Greymane, Bruiser on Maiev, Saint Ukov on Alexstrasza, and Kaitu on Muradin. But yeah, like you said, Sa on the Thrall. I don't know why I said Sa to begin with. It should have been Chicken, but instead Chicken on the Falstad here, quite literally on a chicken or a griffin. But still, it's weird.
All right. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. I can't remember the last game of Chicken's Falstad. Let's see how well he can pack a punch on that dwarf on, as Tetris said, the Griffin Chicken. Let's find it out. How do you call baby griffins? Is there like an extra word for it? Can we say a griffin chick?
There's gotta be one, right?
Yeah.
I'd assume they would be chicks or cubs because it's lion plus eagle.
Oh right,
So
they're
I'm
actually
gonna
not
go
bird
with-
by 100%. Yeah.
They are
Griffin
not.
cubs.
They are a mythical mix. So, what's the mixture between cubs and chicks? Chubs. There we go.
Shout out to
That's
2-8,
what
my
it's-
man.
a-
The
a
chubs are
baby
here.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh dear, that might be my worst one today. Either way, we're going to see the mercenary camp picked up very quickly by RPG. Response in kind by the A-Team. A lot of pressure onto the bot lane. They'll both, at least one of them, I think the Thrall team at least, will rotate up to the Bruiser camp. So RPG might try to get it. And looks like the Thrall's heading up, but I don't know. He's sticking mid. Okay, not going for the Bruiser camp early. Jaina has to Avenging Wrath. He's still going to take a lot of damage.
Yeah, just
didn't
barely.
make it out.
Just barely. Not another Swift Strike ready, of course, for Locktar in the deflect to finish the job and get it done. So for now, we're going to see how the teams are going to rotate up here. Bottom mercenary camp has already been taken by the A-Team. They're establishing a lot of presence. Some pretty strong pushing up here. And they have a three-man combination here, actually, to support this. Whereas we see a lot of pressure being dealt onto Jenny. Yet again, there seems to be something about Yrel players today that makes them prefer ganking targets all the time.
Yes, I
And
mean,
it costs RPG deal.
it's Yrel pre-10. So that's probably the one time you're going to be able to gank her. But like you said, this front wall's just getting wrecked. Here comes Locktar. Hello. He arrives for some assistance. Malfurion down here as well, but it's the entire front wall. Oh my god, Chicken all the way from top lane coming down as well. They're committing onto Saint Ukov here. Dragon Queen is burned here. Chicken rolls out to avoid the wind buffer, but it's still a kill. Sar as well. 5-man rotation. Genji with the dash. Lightning is blocked, but the hammer lands. Doomhammer picks up the kill.
That must be the best feeling in the world for RPG. Not only did they defend their structures, get some kills on the enemy team, but they also baited out the Alexstrasza Dragon Queen, which basically did 0 in that team fight. So RPG with a big comeback. Of course, they had to let top go for a little bit. They missed some experience there. Jaina actually trying to zone out Genji, so he misses yet another minion. But hey, the outcome is definitely well justified. They basically made up for the lack of minion and structure experience by killing enemy heroes. So it's a dead even game yet again.
Oh man, that bot push. I love that engage, the 5-man rotation from RPG, but like you said, those bot structures is such a big deal to open that up so early, considering it's, like you said, a great mercenary lane. It's the one you want to push to try and end the game. If A-Team are able to pick up the first Dragon Knight of the game, if they just rotate to bot lane, that's going to be a nightmare, because they might just get a 4 in the first Dragon Knight.
That it will be. Kaitu trying to hold the shrine here with his massive dwarf body. Let's see if Thrall is actually getting caught here. Stormbolt, juke
stacks.
Beautiful done. Beautifully done.
They missed a Frostwolf pack as well, so all of Thrall's stacks, if he had any, are
That is
gone. Locktar, speaking of gone, needs to leave. Please, Unrefined, stop.
Oh.
With Strike gets out. Only barely, though. Dropped super low.
Superior gain to mobility here saved all the important cooldowns until the tether was expired. Speaking of tethers, Bruiser is still here to reinforce that top lane push with the Maiev. And Falsa now needs to be careful. Could we just highlight that Lokhtar and Saw seem to have the exact same talent builds on every single hero they share?
I think you are right. I guess these two practice together a fair amount, in which case neat, I guess. As we see
Sensei student
root stack gained.
Kaitu trying to hold it for as long as possible. The roots are there to zone him out. Anti-healing goes in for a short period of time. Can they actually win that middle fight? Like, communication here between the A team members needs to be on fleek right now. Otherwise, Murden might have actually died. Okay, we don't know what that was. Maybe it just turned darker.
Okay, we swapped to... for some reason, we just swapped to either from the observer to the second observer. Not entirely sure why, but either way, it happened.
We're going to be fine. We're going to try to figure out what happened there in the break in between, I guess.
Don't need to. We can still see what's happening.
Yeah, we can still see it.
Yeah, as long as we can see, it's all that matters. As Urel says hi to Lokhtar, says hi to everyone. Oh god, oh god, oh god,
Can they
oh
kill
god.
the Urel this
Hammer,
time?
avenging
No.
grabs. Yeah.
Easy. Doesn't even need Divine Steed. Didn't even use it.
Doesn't even need it. Yeah, actually, excellent point. Didn't even see.
Like, normally you
Divine
hammer out and then you pop the Divine Steed immediately, right? But didn't even have to use it.
Yeah. Use Avenging Wrath after you're demounted. Makes sense. Bruiser eats a single hammer there. Chicken. Starting to burn that down. They'll be able to burn that down before it does any fort damage. However, these ones are also here. This might be more difficult than I thought. Bot lane might actually just straight up die here, pre any Dragon Knight being taken. Chicken moves forward aggressively.
Yeah, we actually haven't seen any Dragon Knights. You're totally right. So both teams are doing pretty well, you know, at keeping their rotations clean and preventing the enemy team from getting too much access on the map. Now, Dragon Queen immediately used the anti-healing is good for now on Olele, but he's turning around. C taking an awful amount of damage. Ends up falling if he doesn't have Iron Skin. No, he does not. And here goes the pressure. Bottom fort being sandwiched by Siege Giants and members of A-Team.
Level 10 being grabbed by the A-Team as well, so this is probably their best chance to try and grab this Dragon Knight. Jane is just over the wall. See you later. Needs to start setting that up. They're actually going to grab a Bruiser camp here. They're going to time this and like expect interruptions in mid or top lane. Top is going to be where the interruptions happen as Thrall is forced to back up. Wolf missed again.
I don't think he was on stacks either. Yeah. 2-0 in favor of Thrall here. So far dodging Stormbolt after Stormbolt. But can they actually interrupt this Dragon Knight from being taken? See Chicken actually, now that the Stormbolt has missed, going in a little more aggressively. Needs to be careful though, because there's still a Maiev potentially grabbing a tether.
Kaitu throws that Stormbolt, does not land, tanking through everything for the moment. Here comes Bruiser, moving in, looking for those resets, getting into the backline for Olele as Chicken gets a huge amount of pressure. Hinterland Blast is dropped, hits 3 members actually. Olele saved by the Lifebinder. Bruiser turns it round and begins to shred. Gets 2, looking for a 3rd. Can they get Sar? He has no walls to get over, he has no way to get over them. Gets a Bruce though, that's quite nice. And he begins to speed boost away. Nice little Fox for resilience actually, he stays alive. Can they get him? Can they get him? He needs one more ability for the Frostwolf. He doesn't get it. The lightning doesn't bounce fast enough as it becomes a triple kill and a Dragon Knight for the A-Team.
Yeah, you said it perfectly there. That one Feral Spirit connecting on 2 or 3 members at the same time gave him so much stacks and healing that he almost made it through. And if only that Dan's second Chain Lightning had come off cooldown a little bit quicker, right? He has the Echo of the Elements that could have maybe been enough healing to make him survive altogether. As it is, though, he got taken out, has now rejoined his team, and with that Dragon Knight unlocked, they can definitely get this middle fort. And that means Tetcher only keeps left alive here for the RPG. Everything else has been cleaned up by the A-Team, and as a result, a massive advantage in terms of experience. But I gotta say, that Lifebinder, it couldn't have been any closer, could it?
I don't know how they didn't kill him. He was so low. The Lifebinder tick healing, just so much value. Oh my god. But yeah, the Hinterland X-Strike combo, once again, huge value, huge damage, but not enough to actually kill someone.
Yeah.
Somehow, the A-Team, I guess, well, right now, if it were to happen again, I'd say the 3-level lead probably has something to do with it. Yeah. But that came from those kills previously in the Dragon Knight that they just acquired. They're now just going to steal the Siege Giants, which is going to put pressure onto the bot lane. Well, this Bruiser Camp is going to get taken.
Kaito, he doesn't care.
Just more kills. Maiev, you coming in? Maev's coming in. Warden's Cage. X-Strike was good. Bruiser takes a lot of damage. Has to use Vault of the Wardens, but Olele picks up a beautiful execution as Malfurion also went down along the side. Sara escapes, but that's still a double kill.
They popped every single ability over that mercenary camp. I mean, you have to admire the bravery of Kaito, just basically leaping in there in good faith, expecting his teammates to back himself up. But RPG, they also didn't immediately back, right? They immediately fought back here valiantly, using every single cooldown onto Muradin. Didn't really kill him. Lifebender, once again, really important. And that is just China in a nutshell. If you have never seen HGC China before, they like to do those things on a regular basis over via mercenary camps.
In this case, with a 3-level lead, it certainly worked out. They were able to make the play, put on the pressure, and right now, with that mercenary camp already being cleared out, yeah, RPG did get it, but at what cost is the best term here immediately. So we see another Bruiser camp being taken for the top lane. It's going to move up, and it's going to hit tier 2s. Yorel's already clearing out the lane for it. Yeah. RPG are in no way, shape, or form in position to actually defend against that Bruiser camp unless they take the long rotation back to base, which looks like they're going to do because, well, they don't want to lose tier 2s.
Yeah, and at this point, you have to be aware of a sneaky Muradin potentially ambushing you in almost every single bush. Like, RPG needs to be so careful. They're still 3 levels behind, and even when they have their 13, 16 is already going to be around the corner for the A team. So an ambush, an assault coming in from out of nowhere needs to be expected. Speaking of that, Jaina is the one currently getting absolutely mashed on.
The anti-healing, though. The anti-healing doesn't get any harder defending. Nice zoning hinterland, and they were able to finish off Yorel. They blew every single heroic, except for Mouse, which was on cooldown, to get 1 Yorel. Oh and boy.
She's going to be back in 27 seconds from now, so we're definitely not going to see a Hinterlands blast anytime soon. No Earthquake either. As you said, Tetris, so much investment onto one single hero kill. And already, Maiev tries to finish the job of Irel to take this shrine. And they're going to have to defend the middle. Falset is going to be busy and occupied in the bottom lane.
Don't know how I feel about that, as we do see the Twilight Dream is pretty nice. Focusing Muradin here. Falstad arrives, but Muradin's pretty healthy.
Yeah, and they still had the life banner as well, so that would have definitely been enough to keep him alive in the case of an emergency now. Speaking of emergencies, Oleda needs to be a little careful. Johanna, Iron Skin, burned down almost.
Thanks for it, though. Stays alive.
Oh, bottom lane taking so much damage already.
It's taking so much damage, and it's taking the shrine back. So the A team move in due to the fact that RPG had to pull back to clear this out. This means it's going to be a double channel. Who's in mid lane to interrupt? Nobody! Bruiser rotates up, and that's going to be another Dragonite going over to the A team, and this might be bot key.
On the minimap, you can see MJ on that Malfurion trying to make his way up top. But in the middle of his movement process, he thought, you know what, I need to be with my team. I'm the main support in that team. I can't be that solo dude who takes, you know, the shrine when there's so much on the line here. They need to hold this bottom keep as long as possible. But it's easier said than done with that Dragon Knight. Maiev inside already marching towards it.
Thrall was thinking about rotating around. He still might, but Jane has got him rumbled. He knows this is coming. Actually, did he? Did he actually see that? That's a good question. I don't think he cares because his team's just going for core. Here comes the Earthquake for all, wrapping around from the side. Last-ditch effort. Stun. Good Hinterland. Nice Ardent Defender. Completely denies it. Malfurion is pushed away, so the healing output for RPG is just not even here. Twilight Dream hasn't been used. Olele picks up kill number 1. Earthquake's not in range, and this is savage. The double dragons, Dragon Knight and Queen, pushing in for the core. That is going to be game. Game number 3 goes over to the A team, giving them a 2-1 and putting them 1 win away from moving on to the next round and saving themselves from the Crucible.
Holy cow. And in this last team fight, you could see Olele's damage on that Greymane, right? If you go for that late game with the Wizened Duelist and you do not die, so you don't lose half of the stacks in the process, you're going to hit like a truck. And guess where that's particularly useful? Well, when you're attacking a core. We said earlier that Illidan is probably the best core racer in the game. Well, Greymane follows as a close second there. His damage, especially if left unattended, is just so huge.
These are obviously hero inclusions here. The Dragon Knight does not count,
yeah,
as that is very much the best core racer in the game. Due to, like, what is the trait called? It is just like rubble or something like that.
Yeah.
Some demolitionist, I don't know. But either way, a demolitionist, wasn't that a talent?
That
Am I
used to
remembering
be
that wrong?
a talent, I think, of Tychus, but don't quote me on that.